case, we are going to begin a still life of a fishbowl sitting on a type of surface. So you are going to need to start with a background color. So I'm going to choose a background color. So I'm going to choose this kind of tealy turquoise. And then I'm going to need a half a sheet of a different color. So what I did is I took a full sheet and I just cut it in half, and that should size up perfectly. So this will be our tabletop and this will be our background. Very, very easy. So I will put a frame of glue, draw a line around this rectangle. Notice how it's not puddles. And I'm not going right up to the edge. I come in a little bit from the edge, squeeze as I draw, and then I just draw like a wavy line through the center. Using your fingernails, try to get it up without getting too messy. Flip it over and line it up on the bottom and on the sides. From here, I'm going to take a white piece of paper, and this is what I'm going to use to draw my fishbowl on. So you don't want it to be too small or like as big as your paper. So I'm going to start down a little bit, and I'm just going to make a soft curved line, like a little hill or a little arch. And then I'm going to make a smile line, or like a letter U, like that. And then I'm going to make a big letter U that starts on this side, goes up to there. Okay? After I draw that with my pencil, I'm going to trace that with a Sharpie. Alright, now I'm going to cut this out. Now when I cut this out, I want you to actually stay off of the line. So watch how I cut. I'm going to come out a little bit from the black line. So I'm going to leave a little bit of white paper around the edge. So don't cut directly on the line. Come out a little bit. Like that. And the reason I do that is just to add some style. Okie dokie. So now you want to, well, nope. Now you want to take another color of paper, and I'm going to use blue. Alright, now my paper here is a little too small, but that's okay. Basically, it doesn't need to be perfect. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw this sort of shape, and that's going to be glued into our fishbowl, and that's going to become the water. So I'm just gonna, let's see how wide I need to make this. So I need to make this almost as wide as the paper. So something like that. It doesn't need to be perfect, and I'm gonna cut that out as well. Alright, and I'm just kind of fixing the shape because I don't like the shape so much, so I'm just going in and fixing it. There we go, I like that a little better. Alright, now this is going to be glued into our fishbowl. Now, look, see how that blocks this part off a little bit? I don't like that. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to cut it down a little more. There we go, now it looks a lot better, and I'm going to glue that in. Notice how I left space at the top and a little bit of space on the side so we can still see the outline. Again, notice how it's not perfect. That's okay for this style of art. Next, we're going to flip our fishbowl over. We're going to glue it onto our background. So I glue it on the yellow and on the turquoise, so it looks like it's sitting on my yellow tabletop, and the turquoise is my background. Next, you're going to need to get another color, and you want to draw fish. Now you can draw just one big fish, or you can draw like smaller fish. I would say don't do more than 3. So 1 to 3 fishies. And to draw a fish, you're going to make kind of a football shape. So curved line, like that. Curved line like a letter U. And then on the back you kind of make a triangle shape. And that is your fishy. So I think I'm going to make 3 fishies, and I'm going to make them going different directions. And you can make them different sizes too. We're keeping them very simple. and you want to cut these out. Alright, now I can see my pencil marks on this side, so I'm going to flip my fishies over and use the side I don't see the pencil marks on. Then you want to take some scrap paper, your white paper, and you want to make little eyes. So you're just going to draw little circles to be your eyes. So you can draw 3 eyes, or you can cut 3 pieces of paper, layer them, put the one you drew on top, and then cut them all out at the same time. Now that was very tricky for me because my eyes are pretty tiny. So since the eyes are tiny, all you really need is a dot of glue. Alright, now, I made a boo-boo. Before I glued on my eyes, you definitely should draw the little black dot inside the eye. You want to do that just because it's kind of hard to draw on top of something with wet glue, so I should have done that first. However, if you forgot to do that first, you still can do it after it's glued, just like I did. Okay, now I want to arrange my fishies somehow in my fishbowl. So let's see how I want these. Notice how I'm not gluing anything down yet. I'm kind of playing around to see which way I like them. I think I like that. Alright, so now I will flip over my fishies. And I'll put a little frame of glue around each one. Make sure you press down all around so they don't flop up. So here is sort of the basics. Now it just seems a little plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get some color. There's some crayons here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pattern. You can make a pattern on the tabletop. You can even make a pattern behind. So like maybe this is a tablecloth. Maybe there's like wallpaper on the wall. So I think for my tabletop, I'm just going to make some polka dots. So I'm going to make repeating circles. Now you could have done this before you glued everything on, obviously, but I didn't know at the time that I would want this, so now I'm just doing it after. And then I do think I definitely want something in the background there. Stripes. I make just like some vines with leaves on them in every other stripe to create a type of design, a type of pattern. So I just make a wavy line, and then I make little leaves. That's how I chose darker colors on the darker background so it would show up a little bit better. There we go, now I am complete. So here is my still life of a fishbowl, inspired by artist Henri Matisse. And you're creating a collage. It's made out of paper, and we did a little bit of drawing with our crayons.